Fiona, Scott, you look at the politics at the moment and the government riding high, the latest poll in the Sydney Morning Herald suggesting that they're ahead, not just in two-party terms, the Prime Minister's further ahead as preferred PM. On every economic front, they're ahead as well. But these are rough waters they're heading into, not just at the end of this year, but well into next year.
Yeah, look, I agree with Ben's comments there, but would slightly err in the aspects about wages. I don't think it's necessarily the thought that wages are what's driving inflation at the moment, but it's more the impact of that IR bill that, should that come to fruition, and the pressure or the intent of that bill to also increase wages, it will mean that this inflationary pressure will continue going on and will continue meaning that increasing the price of people's mortgages will be the blunt instrument that is continued to be used. And of course, you know, increasing interest rates on people's mortgages and small businesses and all of those sorts of things is not necessarily the whole economy. There's people on the other end who would be earning more income by having interest rates going up because they're sitting on the other side of that ledger. So I think the challenge here for Labor was that in many ways, with the war in Ukraine and of course the stimulus that happened through COVID spending, that these inflationary pressure was very well known before even the May election, and that the Albanese government was going to walk into these very strong economic headwinds. I mean, we've been hearing that for a good 12 months now. So in many ways, that's been expected, and I don't think we are going to see the impact of that until we see a lot of people's fixed rate mortgages come off. It's also a matter of how, going forward, some of these things shake out. I mean, things like the supply chain issues coming out of China continue to being locked down, and the time that it takes to get goods and services out of China. The other aspect of that, of course, is going to be around what energy prices do to the mix. So, look, the economy has a long way to go. I think in many ways the country is still taking a bit of a deep breath as we're waiting for these impacts to hit. And it's a shame that in many ways that we are relying on this one blunt instrument.